Namaste, namaste, and welcome to Monday midday chair yoga. We've just had a short break for half term, but we are returned. And today it is snowing outside here, so I've worn my snowflake jumper. I'm all in blue for the winter time, and it is going to be a practice for winter today. So let's begin just sitting at the front of our seats, trying to sit nice and tall. So we're not leaning back into the chair, but using the strength of our bodies to sit upright. Rest your hands wherever they're comfortable. Close your eyes if you feel good doing that, or gaze gently downward. And take a moment. Take a moment to step away from all of the things going on around you in your life, to step into your time and space for yoga. And perhaps you can feel a gentle easing of the weight of responsibility on your shoulders as you find time for yourself. Take this moment to notice how your body feels. Which parts of the body are most expressive and vocal today, perhaps with areas of stiffness or tension or discomfort. And take the opportunity to notice at least one part of the body that feels peaceful, spacious, and at ease. Allow that sense of ease to ripple out from wherever it's centered in your body, taking with it a little softening for those areas that feel less at ease. Turn your attention to your breath and notice your natural, spontaneous breath in this moment. Feel the gentle ebb and flow of the breath. The sensation of the breath moving in and out through the nose. The sensation of movement of the breath in the body. Begin to gently deepen your breath, breathing into the sides of the body, the back and the chest. As you breathe out long and slow, engaging across the navel to breathe out completely. Soft belly muscles to breathe into the rib cage, the collarbones, the shoulder blades. A long, slow breath out, engaging the belly muscles to exhale completely. Soft belly to breathe in. Feel the breath lift you tall, expand through your rib cage. Long, slow, deep breath out, engaging the belly to exhale completely. Let's do 2 more of these long, deep breaths. Charging the body with prana, softening, letting go, releasing anything we don't need to hold on to anymore. Last deep breath in. And long, slow breath out. Allow your breath to fall into its natural rhythm again and fall into quietness. And then we're going to bring the palms together at the center of the chest and just lift the chest a little and take the chin towards the chest a little as well. Find a soft smile. And when you're ready, you can raise your head, open your eyes. And we're ready for our movement practice, hopefully feeling wonderfully energized as we go. Let's start with 5 of our cleansing breaths. So we're going to breathe in and take the arms around the body, looking up as we lift the hands towards each other. Breathing out, bringing the palms together at the center of the chest. We're going to breathe in, take the arms around the body and up. And breathe out, draw the palms together at the center of the chest. 3 more like this, really deep breaths. Now we're moving the arms as well, finding space underneath the arms. Breathing out. You can reach our fingertips through the space around us as well. Maybe feel that we're opening the chest as we lift. Breathing out. And 1 more, make it a really good one. Stretch yourself into the space around you as you breathe in. And soften back to center as you breathe out. Relax the arms down to the side. Maybe roll the shoulders a few times, just giving yourself a little bit of wriggly, nurturing motion through the shoulders, the chest, and the upper back. Rest your hands wherever they're comfortable, and we will come to moving our neck. So we're going to try to think about lengthening the crown of the head upwards and finding lots of space through the neck. We don't want to have the head falling forwards. We want the head to be centered over the spine. And then here, we're just gently turning towards the right, turning back towards the center, and then turning towards the left. And returning to center. Let's go side to side a few times. Easing movement into the neck. So we do make lots of movements with our neck, but we often don't move through the full range of movement, which means that we lose it over time. The neck stiffens. This time, as we take our chin to look over the right shoulder, we're going to reach the left hand back. Maybe if you can easily hold onto the back of your chair and then draw your left shoulder backwards. Maybe draw your shoulder blade towards the center of the body, center of the spine, and keep turning to the right with the chin. Just feeling a little sense of open across the chest. When you're ready, you can relax your left arm back to the center and turn your head back to the center as well. We'll give ourselves a little dancing shoulder in the middle, so we get to release any tension from our practice, and then sit tall again. Turn to look over the left shoulder. And if that feels comfortable, reach the right hand behind you to hold onto your chair behind you. It could be the seat, it could just be to reach the arm. Don't need to hold on to anything if nothing is available. And then we're drawing the right shoulder back as we continue to turn the head to the left, just feeling that sense of open across the right side of the chest. Maybe 1 deep breath in and out. And then we're going to relax the right arm and turn the head back to the center and make some little movements with the shoulders just to really release through the shoulders there. Fantastic stuff. We're going to come back to that upright position, and this time we're going to take the right ear to the right shoulder, return to the center, and then left ear to left shoulder, and return to center. We're going from side to side, just a little gentle stretch down the side of the neck. Maybe you feel it into the top of the shoulder itself. 1 more time to each side. As you come to center this time, we're going to go over to the right, and we're going to reach the left hand down at the same time. So we want to press the palm towards the floor as we bring the right ear towards the right shoulder. And then here we can play with the position of the hand. So we can tuck the hand under so the palm is facing up towards the ceiling and the fingers are coming back towards the inside of the arm. And then tuck the hand flat so the palm's down towards the floor. We're lengthening the arm all of the time, but just moving the hand backwards and forwards, bending at the wrist. And then if you wish to, you can circle that wrist, even circle a little bit in the arm if it feels good, thinking about real length through the left side of the neck. And then soften that left arm back to center and bring your head back to the center nice and slowly as well. Do a little bit of dancing shoulders, wriggling, whatever feels good here, maybe a little movement of the neck at the same time. And then sitting all the way tall, the head centered again, left ear to left shoulder. And here, if it feels good, you can reach the right palm down to the floor. Just finding that slight increase of length. If you wish to, you can bend the right wrist so that the palm is facing up towards the ceiling, and then flex through that wrist so the palm faces towards the floor. Try to keep lengthening the arm as you do that. Maybe try circling your wrist a few times if that feels good. Go in both directions, of course. Just finding that sense of length. And then when you're ready, relaxing the right hand to your lap, bringing your head slowly back to center and just rolling and moving in any way that feels good. So it might feel good to just move your head a little from side to side or do some figure of eights with your nose, something that frees up that area of the neck, the back and the chest and the shoulders. In the center, we're going to sit really tall, draw the chin down towards the chest, give ourselves a soft smile. And then rolling to the upright position, take the bottom teeth over the top teeth and just lift your chin forward and up. Bring your head to center, relax the jaw to its natural space, chin down to chest. Giving yourself a soft smile, gently rolling to the upright position, bottom teeth over top teeth and chin lifted. Once more, rolling back to center, relaxing the jaw and allowing the chin to come to the chest. And gently rolling back to center, bottom teeth over top teeth, chin up. And then gently back to the center. Relax your jaw, just let your jaw wiggle from side to side. Quite a nice thing to do after that. And then with the lips really relaxed, blowing air out of the lips so that you make a raspberry sound. And we'll do that 2 more times. Nice deep breath in, soft lips to blow out. And one more time, just finding that inner joy as you do it. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. Started laughing and lost it there. Very good. And then just rolling the shoulders again, giving yourself a little roll. Super. So we are going to do a little bit more movement for the front and the back of the body, but we don't need to do it in any really specific way. So if you want to move your body in a way that's different from the one I'm demonstrating, feel free, no problem at all. We're going to start by opening the chest, taking the arms wide, lifting the chin perhaps just a little, feeling that lift in the front of the body, and then rounding forward, drawing the elbows towards the knees, towards each other, and scooping the belly in and chin to the chest. Opening wide as we sit tall, elbows coming wide, palms reaching away from the center. And then rounding through the spine, elbows coming towards each other and down towards the knees, curling in towards the front of the body. So I'm just going to move slightly so you can see it from the side. Breathing in as you open the front of the body. And we're going to breathe out as we round through the spine forward. We don't have to get super closed up, just as much as feels comfortable. Elbows towards each other if you can. Breathing in as you open. And breathing out as we round forward and down. We'll do one more. Breathing in and open. Breathing out, rounding forward, gathering towards center, tucking ourselves in. And then we'll simply breathe in to sit tall and breathe out to float the arms down to the side. And then do another little dancing shoulder movement. Anything that feels good here. If you want to turn the head a little from side to side, if you want to swing the arms a little to find some freedom there as well, you can. Aces. Now I've got a block that just sits here underneath my feet, but I'm going to move that out of the way so that I can focus on my feet on the floor. And that's what we're moving our energy towards now. So here we've got both feet flat on the floor, but I'm going to roll the left foot, to the outside edge of the left foot. So the knee just travels a little bit to the side. The outside edge of the foot is on the floor, and then roll that foot back to the center and roll to the outside edge of the right foot and back to center. So left foot and back to center, and right foot and back to center. And we can go from side to side. Doesn't matter if I've modeled my lefts and rights or not, because we're just doing one after the other. Lovely job. This is really nice work. We're going to do our final one to the side. And then in the center, we're going to try and keep our feet on the floor and just roll across the ball of the foot. So we're rolling without bringing the knees together and apart. We're rolling the big toe side of the foot towards the floor, gently lifting the little toe side of the ball of the foot up, and then rolling the big toes up away from the floor, rolling the little toe side of the ball of the foot to the floor. And so it's just the front of the foot. The heel stays still, stays where it is. It's just the front of the foot moving in and out, doing this little twisting towards the mat and then twisting away. There might be the smallest amount of movement in the knees, but we're certainly not moving the whole knee as well as the thigh bones. So we're really looking to be able to do this using the strength of the ankles and the feet and the low legs. Fingers crossed. Very good. Then relaxing, and we're going to sit back in our seats a little bit, and then just lengthening the feet away from the floor, making some ankle circles. And that should feel quite nice after we've done those movements of the feet. Try to slow your circles down and make the fullest circle you have available. You can do both feet at the same time in the same direction if you like, or opposite feet in opposite directions. Doesn't matter. Whatever you choose, reverse the direction you're going in now. Lovely job. And then here, we're going to gently lengthen one leg. It's really difficult to see when I'm wearing these coloured pants. And we're going to lengthen one leg, keeping the other knee bent, and then swap sides. So we're now looking to activate those muscles in the fronts of the thighs. We're extending into one heel as we lengthen the leg in front of us, and then the other. You can hold onto the back of the chair if you'd like to. You can firm your belly muscles if it feels good. Try not to slump forward as you do this. try to sit tall and use the back of the chair for support. Nice. A little bit from side to side, or backwards and forwards, as the case may be. Let's do one more to each side. Very nice. And then we're going to slide ourselves a little bit forward again with the feet nice and wide. I'm just coming to the corner of my seat so it's easier to see. And if you'd like to change to the corner of your seat, you can do that too. We're going to allow the knees to fall towards the right. So we're rolling on the feet. The left foot we've rolled to the inside edge, the right foot we've rolled to the outside edge. And then we're letting the knees go the opposite way, again, rolling to the inside edge of the right foot, the outside edge of the left foot. So it's a combination of those movements across the ankle and the foot, but allowing the hips to join in as well. The upper body is quite passive here. It's just the knees, the hips, the feet, the ankles moving. Little sway from side to side. What we're doing with this practice is we're stimulating some of the meridians that govern the winter time. So the bladder and the kidney meridians, they go from the feet up the front and the back of the body, depending on which one it is. And so we're just moving in a way that helps to stimulate those. When you're ready, you can bring your feet back to center and we can sit up, sit tall, relax the arms down by the side. And if you need to do a little bit of shoulder wriggling, then that's fine too. From here, we're going to stand up. So, do you know what? I said that, but first we're going to do something with our belts. So just while we're here, we're going to do something with our belts because it's quite nice to do this bit sitting down. So you can do it standing up if you prefer, not a problem at all. So if you don't have a belt to hand, a tea towel would be perfect in this instance, or a scarf. We want to have the belt doubled over so that our bit with the jingly, what's it called, D-ring, it's quite hard. So if it clocks your body anywhere, particularly across the face, it is not very comfortable. So we want to have that so it's not flapping around too much. And we're going to keep the belt taut between the hands. So we want it to be lengthened, but not floppy, so lengthened, but we don't want to be pulling really, really hard. So the belt can start low down, just a little bit wider than your shoulders. And we're going to lift the belt up to about chest height and lower down. And this might be enough for your body to lift up to about chest height and lower down. And if that's the case, then stick with it. And it might be that you lift a little bit lower. That's fine. No problem at all. But if you wish to, you can progress to working a little bit higher up. So lifting the belt, perhaps just that little bit higher. Keep gently pulling the belt so it's nice and taut, really active in the back of the shoulders, the arms, the chest, the upper back. And it doesn't matter where you get to, it's just some nice slow movements, reaching up and reaching down. When you're ready, take yourself a little rest, relax your hands from the belt, give your wrists a little roll. They can go in both directions. You might give your shoulders a little dance as well, particularly if you're returning to yoga after a while, the shoulders can get a bit tired. Then we're going to take our belt into the same position. So we're taut on the belt, just pulling gently enough to pull it firmly, and we're twisting from side to side. We want the arms to stay quite long, but not locked across the elbow. So a little touch of softness in the elbow is fine. We're pressing the feet into the floor, and we're allowing the belly muscles to be supportive here, just drawn gently inwards and upwards. If side to side feels good, you can do a kayaking motion where you draw the left hand down on the left side and then let it come up, and draw the right hand down on the right side and up. So it's a little figure of 8 across the body. Feels like you should be in a canoe or a kayak. Again, we're keeping the arms nice and long. The belt is slightly taut. And we're just getting lovely movement through our torsos, through our bodies, through our shoulders and chest and upper back. One more time to each side. And then back to center to relax the belt down. Relax our hands from whatever length you're using. Give the wrists a little shake out, maybe rolling the wrists a few times. Maybe thumbs into the palms with fingers around and rolling the wrists a few times this way as well. Very nice. So our last thing to do before standing up is a little side bending. And we can start this, the belt can stay where it is. You can start with the hands on the hips and just gently leaning to one side and then leaning to the other side. Press into the feet. Think about lengthening the whole of the back of the body so that we have lots of room to move into these side bends. You can go as slowly as you like. And if it feels good, you can allow your top arm to reach over in the direction that you're going, and then just swap arms in the center, reaching to the opposite side. So a little sway from side to side, firmer in the belly muscles if the arms are involved as well. For those who wish to, you can free both arms and reach the bottom arm across the body in the opposite direction, coming to center and then reaching in the other direction. So just doing a little sort of spiral around the body with the arms. Really lovely way to move the torso. We don't side bend very often in life. It's not a movement that we practice naturally. So it's really lovely to free up the sides of the body. Let's do one more to each side. Very nice. And then floating the arms down, just giving the shoulders a little bit of a wriggle, and give the chest a little bit of a shimmer as well, if that feels good. Sometimes that's really nice to do too. And then if you want to, you can do side bending just as you've done just now, but if you'd like to do it with your belt as well, you can give it a go. So it doesn't matter how high up you hold your belt, but we want that sense of taut, and you can lift the arms to wherever they're comfortable. Try shrugging the shoulders up and down a couple of times just to find a little bit of space here. Maybe one more time. And then sitting as tall as you can, doesn't matter if your arms are here or here. We're going to do a little side bending. So I like to think of the Bay City rollers. For some reason, they always come to mind when I think of people holding scarves and swaying from side to side. We're pressing into the feet, firm across the belly, and just allowing that movement down the sides of the body. You can go much more slowly if you want to feel your way into it. Allow your neck to move naturally in whichever direction it feels good in, so it's not rigid. Let's do one more to each side. When you're ready, coming back to the center, reaching up or out, and then slowly letting your arms come down to your lap, rolling in the shoulders. Very nice. Okay, so now we're coming up to standing. We can put these belts to one side because we're not using them again during the class. And if you've been doing sit to stand for the last few months in class, you might like to do a little bit of that. If not, just coming to standing in your own time. So sit to stand, we need enough of our buttocks on the chair so we can easily come back to it. And we just begin with a little light lift and lower, using the arms for a bit of momentum, pressing into the feet. We just bounce the hips up and down, up and down. One more, up and down. Then we're going to bounce the hips up and hold and lower down. Nice and graceful. Bounce the hips up and hold. A little bit more effort with the legs and the belly muscles. One more time like that. And release. And then this time all the way up, and we're just standing up, not sitting down again. So we're going to bounce forward and hold, and then reach all the way up and open. And then lengthen the arms down to the side. Give yourself a nice little shimmer. I'm moving my chair ever so slightly out of the way. I do want to use it a little bit later on, but for the minute, it can just go over here. I shall probably move that one out of the way and pop this little block that's been waiting on the side there. So to begin with, we are going to do a little Kati Chakrasana, a little turning from side to side to begin our upright practice. So feet are nice and wide, a little soft in the knees, and then just gently twisting one way and then the other. If you need the support of a chair here, it's absolutely fine. Just hold on to the chair on one side, do a little twisting, and then whenever you're ready, you might turn yourself to hold on to the chair on the other side and do a little twisting in this direction as well. If you're freestanding and you've been enjoying that twisting with the shoulders nice and relaxed and the belly muscles just that little bit active, you can try a pivot on the toes if that feels good to you. The arms can wrap around the body and tap wherever they'd like to across the low body. So remembering that the organs of the wintertime are the bladder and the kidneys. If we wrap the arm around the body and tap the bottom of the rib cage, then we stimulate the kidneys. And if we're wrapping the arm around the front of the body and just tapping somewhere at the bottom of the torso, stimulating the bladder. And for those who'd like to add a soft bend in the knees, you can, or bounce in the center and twist. And if you'd like to, you can touch the opposite side of your chest in front of you, just with a nice soft fist underneath the collarbone at the opposite side of the chest. That's where the kidney meridian finishes. That's a really nice area to stimulate prana, or they call it jing in Chinese traditional medicine, this energy of life, vitality. We're going to do a couple more side to side. And then lose the bounce, simply pivot, relax the arms, and then bring the feet to steadiness and sway slowly back to center. And as you come back to center, take a moment to stand tall in that stillness and feel the effect of your practice so far. Sigh out through your mouth if you'd like to. And then give yourself a little dancing shoulder. Nice. Very good. So I'd like to do just a little something to ease out any tension we might have across the shoulders. So taking one hand on your chair, you can step forward with your right foot if it's your right hand, and just step slightly back with the left foot. It doesn't need to be far apart. We're going to bend both knees, and then we're going to let the hips come back a little so we lean forward. And then dangling this left arm, so it's really relaxed, we're going to stir it in little circles. So keeping the back of the neck nice and relaxed. If you want to bring your hand a little bit lower on your chair back or towards your chair seat, you can on your supporting right hand. And then we're going to circle the left arm in the other direction. This is a really nice alternative to the big sort of upright arm circling that we might do. Provides a little bit of traction across the shoulder joint, which helps us to lubricate that joint without causing any distress, perhaps if that joint is a little bit stiffer. When you're ready, you can just bend your knees deeply, pressing into your feet to stand upright and just feel the difference between the two sides of the body. And it's sometimes quite profound, feels really like a really nice way to release effort and tension from that side of the body. Let's do the other side. So we step forward with the left foot. We've got the left hand on the chair, the right foot slightly back. We're going to soften both knees and then take the hips back so we can lean forward and dangle the right arm towards the floor. Excuse me. And then just making those stirring circle motions. The circles don't have to be big because here we're not looking for range of movement. We're looking for ease and lubrication and nurture for that joint. If you feel it's appropriate, you can move your left arm down a little bit, just allowing the weight of the arm to be heavy on that side that's dangling. When you're ready, you can circle in the opposite direction. And at the same time, our legs are working, our core muscles are working. We are only softening one part of the body. Whenever you're ready, you can bring your arm to stillness. You can use your chair to help you stand upright or just come to upright. And then as you stand tall, just making note of how that feels in the body. Hopefully it feels great. Awesome. So our final bit of moving practice for today is a little balancing on one block. So it might not be appropriate for everybody to have a go at this. If you want to, you can keep your standing foot on the floor. You don't need to stand on a block to do this practice. It just makes it ever so slightly easier in some respects, but it is then also more fraught with challenge because you're having to balance a bit more. If you've got the opportunity to stand between two things, like two chairs or the wall and a chair, so you have support on both sides, then that might be the key thing that helps to do this practice. We want to stand on the foot that's nearest our support, if the support's only on one side, so that the other leg kind of dangles towards the floor. And we're just going to begin with a gentle swinging of the foot backwards and forwards. So once you've established, this is a little bit similar to what we've just done with our shoulders. You can do a little stirring motion as well, the weight of the leg acting similarly on the hip. We can go in the other direction as well. And making sure that we stand with a little softness across that leg, that knee that's standing on, a little firmness in the belly. If you wish to, you can make some more vigorous backwards and forwards movements, or you can stick with something nice and small. Doesn't matter. You can point your toes forwards, flex your heels backwards. What we're trying to avoid is moving the whole body. So we're just moving from the hip downwards. That's the key thing. Very good. If forwards and backwards feels good, you might try a little bit out to the side and across, out to the side and behind. Behind is harder to do, but just even if it's just the littlest bit in front of the body is easier to do, at least for me anyway. Let's do one more of those, forwards and backwards. And then we're coming to the center and we're going to bend the knee of the leg that's dangling, draw the knees towards each other. So we're actually turning that left foot out to the side, turning the left knee in, and then bring the left toes to the left ankle, to the right ankle, turning the knee out. So this is a little twisting motion, turning in, turning out, turning in, turning out. Going one, and then the other. We'll do two more, one, and then the other, nice and firm in the belly, nice and passive in the upper body. And then we can stand onto both feet. So if you've been up on the block, just taking the block out from underneath your foot, standing on both feet, it should hopefully feel great now to have both feet on the floor, and you can do a little march in place. Super stuff. I'm going to move my chair to the opposite side, but you can just turn yourself around in your room. And if you were using support on both sides, you're just moving the block, if you were using it, to the opposite foot. So I'm now standing on my left leg. I'm dangling my right leg, and I'm just going to start with a little bit of forwards and backwards, really small movement, just to feel how this hip is. Is it different from the other side? Does it feel good? Maybe stirring, dangling that leg, giving it a little stir. This doesn't feel as comfortable on this side. You can go in the other direction as well, but this is my dodgier hip. They're both okay, but this one misbehaves on a more regular basis. And then when you're ready, you can really firm your body and soften the standing knee and just see if a little bit more vigorous movement is available. Maybe pointing the toe forwards, flexing the heel backwards, just taking your opportunity to move into a space that's available for you. When we've done a little bit of this, we can try a little bit out to the side and across in front, out to the side and across behind. So we're just moving that leg in a different way. And you could equally do this with both feet on the floor and just do a little bit of stepping across, stepping out, stepping behind, without having to be balancing on one leg all of the time or swinging if that's more appropriate for you. Let's do one more backwards and forwards, or forwards and backwards. And then we're going to bend that right knee so we can bring the right knee towards the left knee and let the right foot turn out to the right, and then bring the right toes to the left ankle and let the right knee turn out to the right. So we're turning in, turning out, turning knee in, turning knee out. Again, the upper body quite passive, nice and firm across the belly. We're just finding that different rotation, that different movement of the hip. Super stuff. One more. Turning in and turning out. And then we're going to stand onto both feet. And again, it should feel like a real relief to get both feet on the floor. It's not unusual for your standing leg to feel like it has done all of the work, because it has. When it is standing, holding your weight, and it's also resisting the urge to move, that's when we really strengthen our supporting muscles. So I'm going to just move this block out of the way, and we can do a little chair-based downward dog. So we're lengthening, stepping the feet slightly away from the chair, bending the knees and lengthening through the tailbone, scooping the belly in, lengthening that space underneath the arms if it feels good. You can wiggle the hips from side to side. You can turn your head from side to side as well if you like. Just finding a little bit of space across the hips. From here, we're going to stand up and step the right foot forward and just feel a little bit of bend into that right knee, trying to keep the left heel down as we ease open the space at the front of the left hip. And then we're going to step back into downward facing dog. Do the same thing again, lengthen, wriggle the hips from side to side, maybe turn through the shoulders a little bit, find some fluid movement, and then coming up a little to step the left foot forward, keeping the right heel towards the floor, bending the left knee, and just trying to find a little pulse there that allows us to feel length on the front of the right hip. Very nice. We'll do one more downward dog, just stepping back here, softening the knees to wiggle from side to side, scooping the belly in, finding all sorts of wriggly movements. And when you're ready, you can walk your feet in towards your chair, standing upright, just taking a moment as you arrive here, maybe holding onto the chair to feel nice and steady on the feet. And then we are going to sit down for our relaxation. So taking your opportunity to gather any bits and pieces you might need. So I'm going to grab hold of that little block again, but also a nice cozy blanket. So wrapping the blanket around, I've got a really hard wooden seat here. So wrapping the blanket around my bottom also helps it to feel really nice and comfy for relaxation. Excuse me, just a little catch there in the throat. Before we settle right back into our chairs, let's do something called a sun breath. So it is the winter time. It is a time where the water element of winter means that we move in these fluid, flowing, dynamic ways that are soft and gentle and just don't exhaust us, but allow us to feel that grace and flexibility through our body. It counterbalances the stiffness of winter, the stillness of winter. But a sun breath allows us to draw in a really big amount of prana to feel our inner sunshine, warmth from within, which is really, really nice. So arms start down by the side. We breathe in as we lift the arms up. And then we breathe out as we just turn the hands and float the arms down. Doesn't matter how high your arms go up, it's just a little up and down. So breathing in, arms could come to here. Breathing out, floating the arms down to the side. If you can, as you breathe in, turn your palms up towards the ceiling. As you breathe out, float the palms down towards the floor, turning them towards the floor. Breathing in, finding space down the sides of the body. And breathing out. Let's do 2 more of these. Breathing in. And breathing out. Breathing in. And breathing out. And now we're prepared for relaxation, charged up with that inner warmth. We can settle back into our seats, relax the hands wherever they're comfortable. Allow yourself to get comfy into your seat, and we'll take just 1 deep breath in and gently sigh out through the mouth. Allow yourself to soften a little deeper back and a little deeper down, closing the eyes if you haven't already done so, and bringing your body to stillness. Take your awareness into your forehead, feeling it soften. Feel the area around your eyes relaxing, your mouth, tongue, and jaw releasing. Allow a sense of softness, stillness to start at the crown of your head. You can imagine it like somebody allowing warm, not hot, but gently warmed aromatic oil to drip onto the crown of your head. And as the oil moves down over your skin, through your scalp, down your neck, it softens, warming and releasing as it goes. So the body relaxes under the light weight and warmth of the oil. Allow that sensation to drift down the neck and across the shoulders, down the arms and across the hands and fingers. The shoulders, arms, hands and fingers, warm, soft, heavy, relaxed. Allow that sensation to drift over the chest and upper back, the waist and middle back, the abdomen and lower back, the whole of the front and the back of the torso, feeling that warm, soft heaviness as the parts of the body relax. Allow that sensation to drift over the hips, legs, ankles, feet and toes. Allow that sensation of warmth, softness and heaviness to drift over the hips, legs, ankles, feet and toes. The whole body now warm and relaxed. Allowing your breath to find its natural, gentle, slow, deep rhythm. The body and mind softening a little deeper with every exhalation. Om. Gently begin to deepen your breath. Bring your awareness back into your hands and your feet by beginning to move the fingers and toes, maybe rolling the wrists and the ankles. Don't be worried if there's lots of popping and clicking of the wrists and the ankles. That is very appropriate for this time of the year. When you're ready, taking a deep breath in and stretching the body in any way that feels good, maybe yawning to stretch through the face. And maybe lengthening one arm and then the other. And when you're ready, you can gather yourself back into center. Make any last movements that feel good with the body. And then bring the palms together at the center of the chest. We can take our chins gently down. Feeling a gentle smile spreading over the face, knowing that we've dedicated the last hour of practice to nurturing ourselves, supporting our bodies through this winter time, so that we are better able to support the people around us should they need it. Giving yourself another pat on the back for that. When you're ready, raising your head and opening your eyes. Thank you so much for joining in this practice with me today. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Namaste.